it was clear to me that King had a major amount of influence over him and that he would do anything.
Guthrie didn't go for it. He took the IBF to court and won. King took Guthrie to court and lost. Guthrie got his shot at the title and became IBF light heavyweight champion of the world.
38 seconds of round number 3. Referee in charge, Robert Byrd, calls a halt to the bout with your winner by way of knockout and new IBF light heavyweight champion of the world, William Guthrie.
Problems, and when they're big, you got fucking big problems. Christmas tree.
But with Guthrie's legal victory, the IBF's problems were only beginning. The FBI thought they had clear evidence of bribe-taking by Bob Lee Sr. in exchange for fixing fighters' ratings. They asked for his cooperation to help them widen their investigation to the whole of boxing.
He reviewed the videos. He reviewed some audios that were played, audio tapes of him on the telephone with Doug Beavers. We also showed him some videotapes of him where money was transpiring between the two. And after reviewing the tapes, after reviewing the audio tapes, he declined to cooperate with our investigation.
Lee's refusal to cooperate ended the investigation into corruption at the IBF. It went to trial. Guthrie was one of only 3 boxers who testified.
My stand going to testify wasn't for me. It wasn't about me, and what happened to me, but it was about boxing and my love for the business of boxing and for the future of the sport.
In 35 years in this business,
2 key promoters also testified, Bob Arum and Cedric Kushner. But there was no sign of Fuzzy.
My voice is gone. I can't talk.
Don King never called, but he was prominent throughout the trial because of the numerous references on tape to him and the allegation made by Doug Beavers and as indicated by the evidence that monies came to the IBF from Don King to Bob Lee Sr.
Bob Lee Sr. and his son Robert Lee Jr. were both indicted. Jr. was charged with racketeering or bribery and tax evasion. Sr. was charged with racketeering as well as money laundering and tax evasion.
I've been the target of malicious gossip and vicious rumors about this investigation, spread by people in the boxing industry who stand to benefit from its prosecution. They shall not prevail.
We thought we had a very strong case. We had about 40 witnesses or so. We had trimmed down hundreds of audio tapes and videotapes to about 83 tapes that we were going to play in trial. Tapes showing how the ratings were manipulated to favor the fighters of certain promoters. Tapes which showed money being exchanged, videotapes of that. And evidence through the form of checks, because at least one of the promoter managers would pay them in checks. And we had a lot of good evidence, so we felt very good about our case.
But I can tell you that we run a good ship that's above ground.
So why are they investigating you?
Well, I think one of the major reasons they're investigating me is because I'm an African American. Hey, they give the white guys immunity, they indict the African American.
In the end, the prosecution was surprised by the outcome. The jury acquitted Lee's son on all charges and acquitted Lee on the more serious bribery racketeering charges, convicting him only of money laundering and tax evasion.
He did get convicted on the bribe charges, but on the videotape, I'm handing him money and we're talking about the specific fighter that he's taking the money for. Sounds like a bribe to me.
Do you expect to get indicted?
Listen, I hope not. There's one thing for sure, the indictment is only the charge, and then they have to prove what they're talking about. But
and if they asked you to testify against other people, would you do that?
no. I'm not a snitch, I'm not a rat.
Christmas tree. We spoke one morning at the trial, he was coming out of the courtroom and I was going in, and the doors got crossed up. I said, "Excuse me, boss," and he says, "How you doing, Doc?" That's all that was ever said.
Even though there was a mixed verdict, you have the undercover surveillance videos and tapes that show people paid money for ratings, people paid money for sanctions. What did Cedric Kushner pay all that money for? What did Bob Arum pay all that money for? It's now a proven fact, despite the mixed verdict, that promoters and managers pay for ratings. Ratings are for sale. The definition of a contender is for sale. W. Lee took that money.
Kushner and Bob Arum testified at the trial. Both were later fined by the New York and Nevada State Athletic Commissions for conduct unbecoming. Arum a total of $175,000 and Kushner $275,000.
I think Cedric Kushner is a very likable fellow, but he's admitted in New Jersey to paying bribes and has admitted that, you know, if they're selling influence, he's buying.